Hey everyone, I am streaming because I'm going to talk about my experience at the Michigan GT that I just came back from tonight. I played a bunch of people I've never met before. The players in Michigan were all really cool and awesome, and I'm hoping to be able to go back next year. So anyway, I'm just going to try to remember and break down the games as much as I can, and we'll see how this goes. This is like just kind of off the noggin here. So let's get into it. So my first game. So let me. I guess we'll talk about my list first. So I'm running a Steve and Sam dual leader roster here. The idea looks like. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is exactly what I ran. So I have. I guess like I've got a team that can move fast on pay to flips, and I've got a team that can like hunker down on the middle and just and survive. So let me just like talk through like my typical 18 that I would play. Something like this would be a team that I would play on an 18 pay to flip. They're very fast characters, or Pyro like stops the enemy in their tracks with their firewall. I could play this instead, something like that. So I still have the mobility. I've got the protection on Luke Cage, and then so that's like the general thought on the pay to flip aspect because I am bringing both Portals and Madmen. I have the other secure. I mean, I don't really have. I don't feel good about my third one. I picked superpowered scoundrels because it's high threat, and I guess my logic was just like if there's more characters on the board, there's more decision points to be made, and theoretically, I will make slightly better decisions than my opponent. So the more decisions that have to be made will slightly give me an edge over time. So that was just like that's like the general idea. So we'll see how that goes. And then we have secures. I've got basically three secures that maintain parity, somewhat relatively. This we've got hammers, so I can grab a hammer safely. Probably in many cases, I can grab two scrolls safely in many cases, and then senators is just like this is another one where it's like lots of decision points, high threat, so it means lots of characters, and this was Legacy Virus the day before the tournament. I just dropped this in because I I didn't want to be on a low scoring. I guess I was concerned about Cosmic Ghost Rider, and actually I didn't see any in the event. I don't know if anyone was playing them. I think there might have been one or two, but I never played against them. But I was just like worried that by putting secures and extracts in my list that were higher point values, it deterred someone from dropping Ghost Rider on me. But anyway, if I was gonna play down the middle on because like maybe they won priority, get demons downtown or something like that. Or and I've got 19. I can pick 19. It would be something like I don't know what like this is just like no, it wouldn't look that. It would be like Pyro and then Luke Cage or something like that. There's like a 19 right there. So we've got two beam characters, or I could like put Sam in there if I need someone like running around. So then you've got like a couple of beam characters here. You've got the double incinerates off of Pyro Cable, and then you've got protection in Steve, and you've got like it's really awesome. It's really cool when it all kind of comes together, and then they're putting a lot of energy into a big attack or something like that, and you then do something like maybe they attack Sam or so. He's a little vulnerable. You can like boost his shield. You can boost Sam's shield for 1 power because of Steve. Then you can boost his shield again with Cable, and then you can roll disruption field. So you're rolling 7 dice into and you get to reroll two of their dice. It's a lot of fun. It is ultimately pretty sad when you it is pretty sad when you still die. But that's just the game, and I don't know. It's just fun. Basically, I had a lot of fun playing this list. I'm gonna continue to play it for the foreseeable future until I like find something that calls to me like the Cabal team was basically the entire time. It was like a high level meta team. So this is I don't know. I've been playing Steve for a long time. It was the first league I joined was I played Steve with Miles and Gwen in my list, and And so yeah, this is it's like kind of, I feel like I'm going back to that a little bit, but with like new and improved characters and some meta answers. I like having 3 steals in my list and I can drop them all in one game. So like right here, I've got 7 threat. So I would need to build, if I want to play 18, I would need to build 11 more threat. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, 2 4s and a 3. So it's like boom, boom, boom. There's 3 threat. There's 3 steals, and it's really mobile team. Like I don't know. It seems really cool. This seems like a really cool team to play. You got steals. You got very high mobility. Steve is the only one who isn't very mobile. I mean, or I guess Pyro. Neither of them are very mobile, but Steve, basically what you do is you like take the extracts, right, and then you like run back to Steve, like Steve, like protect me, protect me, Steve, from these terrible people that are trying to steal my stuff. Like so, that bodyguard ability obviously comes in handy late game uh, when you're trying to protect the extract carriers that maybe took damage or so, like trying to get away. Anyway, so let's get into the games and my experiences in them. So I've kind of tried to set things up as much as possible here to streamline this kind of walkthrough. So let's put this team out. We got a spider foe team, and all right, I'm trying to think if I did something wrong here. Okay, what do we have? It was something like. Uh-oh, I'm missing this. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I must have just jammed 2 lists together on accident. Okay, either way, we're moving on. I played Fisk, so let's grab that in here. And we played Scrolls at 16. So I won priority. I forget what his other cards were in the list, but I didn't like. I think it was Research Station was like my key thing. I was like, I don't really feel like dealing with Research Station. But I mean, looking back, I probably could have been like, all right, that's fine. Like, I'll just like put down like Beam City here with Crimson Dynamo. But I don't know. I just like I was like it was telling me, my gut was telling me not to deal with that. So let me pick my team here. We have 16. So I was like, okay, I need a steal. I just felt like I needed at least 1 steal in my list I um because he's gonna have robbery for sure. And he had, so let's see here. Let's see. So he had those characters. I had Sam. I chose to go with the Sam Avengers list, and then I played. Let's see here, Cable. So I went 4 wide, and let's see. Let's activate. Let's just activate these characters. Get these models on the board here. Okay. So let's just set this up. All right. Let me try to walk through the game as quickly as possible. I put Bill. I ignore the terrain. Obviously, it was set up in a way that it was set up in a way differently than the game, but I put Cable here. It was like Sam. Sam goes in the middle. I mean, deploying Sam in the middle as like an opening activation is like typically a great way to go about it. I put Spider Woman here so that she could. I don't know. It was like something like this, just so that she could either grab. If we get a Sinister Trap problem here, I can just like be a little more flexible with it. We had a Rhino off to the side. We had Bob off to the side here, and we had Lizard. It was something like this. And so he then trapped. So then he played a Sinister Trap here on my Skrull. Now I think that I don't know what the best play was, but I wasn't. I basically, I mean, I don't want to say like I wasn't happy about. I wasn't happy about it, but because that card is just like a problem for any list to deal with, especially if they're trying to grab things safely. But I guess I was just like, well, I can probably live with this. There was a terrain piece that was right in the middle of the board, size 4. So if a character was like up against it, you couldn't see them. It was something. I mean, it was basically something like this, very similar to this. So anyway, he traps my piece. I eye in the sky with Sorry, eyes on the prize with Bill. I mean, pretty straightforward stuff. You grab the piece, and then he rotates in the middle. I specifically measured against a green goblin attack. He couldn't do that. He then grabs with Lizard, and rotates and something like this. All right, so then we have pretty straightforward opening activations here. He leaves the side scroll because I don't really have that good of a play on it. So I, at this point, am I decide to go with Sam here and hit the trap. Sam takes 3 damage, and I'm like, oh, it kind of sucks. He gets pushed, of course, but then I like rotate him back in. He grabs the scroll, and Rhino at this point. Let's see, hold on. We've got Bob doing not a whole lot. I think he measures here. He can't get in. He measures. He gets to like in here, so he can hit Sam or Beta Ray Bill as an opening activation. And then we have, let's see here. I pass. I think at this point here's where I think he makes he maybe makes a mistake. I'm not sure, but anyway, he grabs the scroll here. I don't think he gets pushed, but it puts me. I don't remember if he gets pushed, but he must have because I was able to get a move action here with Cable and get a range 3 attack. Either he pushed or he placed in a spot a little too far forward. So anyway, Cable gets a 3 dice attack into Dr. Octopus. I believe I get some damage on him, like maybe 3 damage on him, and throw a size 3 terrain at him or something similar. And he drops the scroll on turn 1. So he's dazed on turn 1. He's got well-laid plans. It's in the back of my mind. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be a problem next turn. But he goes with Rhino, double walks Rhino somewhere in the general vicinity here. And then and Goblin, same thing. He's in the area. I think he's ready to attack my character's next turn. I don't remember exactly where. Spider-Woman. Oh, Cable used his awesome power. Yeah, he must have done, I don't know, he did enough damage to then use his power here to get on this witness. So the game ends up being scored 5-3 in my favor, I believe. And then I have opening activation here. I am lucky enough to take Ock off the table. He's gone with Cable leadership, taking well-laid plans with it. Thank God. He does get Sam here. He drops the piece. He then attacks. This is with Bob, I think. Bob attacks Beta Ray Bill, puts some damage on him, or something along those lines. Bill gets to here, something like this. And he's got the piece. So when Bob is done his activation, he's like dead because of his rocket. I then go with Bill and I just displace Rhino. I put on my like, see you later, buddy. You can't mess with me, basically. I double walk over to the Fisk, and boom, there we go. So I'm just trying to basically I have a 5-3 lead, so I'm just trying to maintain that 5-3 lead. As long as I can keep going parity or something like that, then we're good to go. We're good. So then I think I'm not sure. Let's see here. I moved this over here in the last turn. All right. Sam is dazed at that point. Let's see. Bill's taken a few points of damage, something like that. Cable maybe take 1 from the stun, whatever. Same thing with just go is fine. So anyway, this is Rhino double. Rhino at the end of the round, Rhino's like double walking over here. Goblin has rotated over to here, and he's trying to attack Cable. Lizard has rotated as well, so they're both basically trying to. They're just pushing onto my side here. By next round, Bob is basically threatening to just like hold the witness and just be dazed, like injured character holding the witness. So there's a lot of pressure here on there that is getting pushed into me, and so by next round, by round 3 or whatever, I don't know what the score was. I think he ended up. It was close. It was a very close game until I have this turn 3 that kind of breaks it all apart for my team. Kind of takes advantage here. Bill throws the main piece in the middle of the board into Goblin, which I believe dazes him. It lets Bill I think he maybe attacks Lizard or something. Nothing crazy. But it lets him basically like run away from the damage output that was being faced. And then I mean, it basically, let's see, how does this? Oh yeah, so Bill would. Ah, fuck. I don't remember exactly what happens, but ultimately, there's nothing really crazy that happens here. It's just like me, um, trying to play keep away from Rhino. Rhino does get a mission objective ability off, or so whatever it's called. Um, Sam is able to grab a loose piece and go onto a back size 4 here, where he's able to take cover and live on 1 or something like that. Nothing really to say. I did play Avengers Assemble to pull Cable off the witness. So Lizard was like kind of power starved. He didn't really have many options, and I would basically like just rotated my characters away from like the points at this point. I think, I don't know, round 3 is where I did a double walk with Spider Woman, and I captured this point. Like, I think my last activation was like um, my last activation was something like this with Cable, just putting him on the point. Lizard was chasing after Sam. So basically, I played keep away for the last. I played keep away at the point where I was able to get like 2 secures and like 2 scrolls. It was a big enough point swing where the last turn was just like me running characters to the edges of the board. Like Sam died, but Bill was able to, I don't know, wherever Bill was, he was able to get to a corner, and um, yeah, that was pretty much it. It was enough points for me to, it was enough points for me, not enough points for him. I think Goblin was, I mean, he was injured, right? So it's like even if he was contesting, it didn't matter. Okay, so that's kind of like the breakdown there. The key turn was when I was able to. I mean, the key thing was when I was able to flip Goblin. I was just able to throw a bunch of size 4 terrain with Bill and Cable, and getting that double move with Spider Woman to the other side of the other Fisk. When Bob was injured, so he like there was no point in contesting. It seems like it was good enough. It was a good enough. It was the decision that kind of like solidified the game there. Okay, so that was the first round. Next round, I played into Spiders. We played, so they won priority, and they had Gamma in their list, which was very interesting to me. I think that I'm advantaged against him in that situation, but we played Mutant Extremist for the first time today, and let's set this up. All right, so let me just give me a second here. So we did play Spider Woman. He did play Spider Woman. No, that's my Spider Woman. All right. All right. Goblin gone. All right. Let's get game 2 out of here. Get the hell out of here. All right. Did I not say this properly? Okay. Well, let's see if I did or not. So we had ASM. So this was 19 points. I picked Threat. I wanted basically to get all my tools, like I mentioned it down the middle. I want to get like all my defensive tech like online, and 19 Threat lets me do that for the most part. We played, okay, so we played these 3. Let's see, why is this? I wish I had, for some reason it didn't show. Let's just activate these characters. And then we had Miles. It's a bummer. I don't know what happened. I guess like I saved all this stuff. So much for being prepared. All right, so let's get a character here. Miles and who? And we'll figure it out. So 19 threat would have been, that's 8. That's another 9. So there was a 2. There's a 2 threat. Hold on, am I missing something? ASM. That's 8. This is 9. No, it's not. It's 8. That's 8. So I need our 3 threat. Who is a spider, that 3 threat that I'm not remembering off the top of my head here? No, a Spider Woman. Hold on, am I missing? Spider Woman's 4. Did he play over threat, or am I just bad at counting? It was Spider Woman. Okay. So we had 8, 5 plus 3. Then we had 4. That goes to 12. So we need 7 more. Yeah, here's 7 more. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm bad at math. All right, and let's add another character here. All right, so then Gamma things. It's pretty interesting battle here. We had it's a very similar situation here with the dump truck, like with a size 4 in the middle of the board. It was like a helicopter crash landing, and if you have played on TTS for a long enough while, yes, it was very reminiscent of that map that had destroyed helicopter on it. That was very frustrating to play against. Anyway. Nothing. I don't think there was anything crazy here on deployment on his side. Like you just put all the characters down, basically down the middle, and you've got this here, Miles, something like this. Okay, and then I played. So I played Cable. Let's see. I played a Steve Avengers list, so it was Steve, Dynamo, Pyro. Then we played Cable, which is already there. So that would be 11 plus 5 is, and then another 3 threat, which would have been Sam. So he's already there. So I played Sam Cable, and then these 3 new characters. So let's see. Nothing too crazy. Pyro here. We've got Dynamo here. Steve was like behind them, I think. We've got Cable. I don't remember exactly. I mean, you get the picture. So I think the one thing I think it was something more like this, because I was like, oh crap, Sam didn't deploy within range 2 of a range 2 character, which would have let him do more fun things. Hold on, that's not how I played. I played. Hold on, is that 19? 5, 9. Yeah, there it is, 19. Okay, so yeah, I played these guys. So big move. I mean, big highlight here, I think, is just like we had a Spider Woman double move grab here, something like this. I countered it with the sweet Dynamo play. If you have not played under Steve Avengers, I think it's pretty handy dandy. But basically, it's you propulsion thrust for 2 power, which is only 1 power under Steve. That gets rid of all of your power, so you're at 0 power. That is an action. So you're going to then use overcharge to gain you 2 power. And then you're going to move and grab one of these things, or like whatever you were doing at the time. And oh, I put them on the Gamma. Yeah, that was smart of me. And I end up net 1 power. And the important thing about that is because you have Steve Avengers, you've got your propulsion, you've got your disruption field online right away, and you've got an extract. I mean, that's pretty cool. So I do something like this. We got a Miles double walk, grab this piece, pretty straightforward. Sam, I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I was like, oh, range 2 would be nice, but then ultimately I was like, oh, wait a second, like there was a terrain piece in the way. There was a terrain piece. It was like something like this. It was like right in the way. So it wouldn't really work. Miles was a little farther back too. So basically, I was in a situation where I had to double walk, probably. I mean, I guess maybe I could have like moved charged into this, but maybe I wasn't thinking about it. Anyway, it was something like this. Sam grabs the senator, and obviously you're doing this to like prevent him from like going with ASM and getting any more funny ideas. His Marvel grabs this one. Oh yeah, this is really important. I got pretty lucky here on this opening. So Crimson Dynamo grabs this one, and ASM, um, he, what does he do? Does he get on the point? I don't remember. Anyway, um, I forget what he does. But this is what happens with on my side. So Steve goes here. Pyro hits Spider Woman with the root slow, and then attacks her for 5 dice. I think does like 1 point of damage. Cable then does a move action here. Oh yeah, this was so dirty. It was very lucky for me. But anyway, I think I'm within 3 because I can hit her, and I get the rerolls, and I push through 4 points of damage, bringing my power level on Cable to 5, and putting Spider Woman at 1 health outside of the gamma. So I know she's already gonna die. I basically am like, all right, that's fine. She'll flip in cleanup phase. I then place Cable with the body slide by 1 for 1 power. And I get him. I think I get him onto the gamma. I don't remember, but actually I don't. I think it was too crowded. I think the terrain was like really messing their day up. But what I do is I put him within throw distance of Marvel. And I throw the size 4 in the middle of the board at her on round 1, and she blocks nothing, dazing, dropping the senator, and I pick it up. So I don't know I don't know what the power economy was there, but that's 5 power. Let's see here. I started at 2. I moved up. I shot. I must have went to 6, and then I paid 1 to teleport up. I paid 4 for the throw, and I paid 1 for this piece, leaving me on no power at the end of the round. So it was pretty crazy. Miss Marvel gets dazed. I mean, it really set my team up really well. It was like a really lucky starting of the game. And then after that, it was basically just like a bunch of it was pretty much just me doing a bunch of attacks into him as much as possible. I got a shock on Dynamo. His Dynamo took like 4 damage from my Dynamo's beam that I got off initially. I think he started his activation with an all webbed up. Yeah, it was oh yeah, right. I Avengers assembled Sam to stop the middle from getting scored out on his side. So I did play Avengers Assemble like immediately. I don't know, it doesn't seem right. But I don't remember. I guess I'm not perfect memory here. But anyway, the one thing I do remember is that, oh yeah, ASM attacked Sam, gave him a power, and that's what allowed him to play Avengers Assemble. I don't remember if ASM was on the point or not. Anyway, we get it all webbed up from Spider Woman here, and it sucks really bad. My team basically just gets their butts kicked for an entire round. Oh yeah, and then also Cable is disarmed. I'm pretty sure this round, or at some point in the game, Cable is disarmed. It makes me feel really bad. So I think he does. Okay, anyway, I get a. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's like something like this. This is how like the board position looks actually at one point. Okay, I can't do a crazy wicked awesome beam with Dynamo because of Dynamo, because of my Sam. I don't want to hurt him, but I do find like this beam, and this is what I get a shock on Dynamo on it. So I just do a double beam here. Really, I'm just looking to generate the power. I mean, of course, you're trying to soften them up for like future activations, but you're just trying to get the power so you can like have Disruption Field online for like the rest of the round. And yeah, so that's what I do. Cable, he does Cable things and boosts a bunch of defense dice. He ends up having to like he like just does a bunch of attacks and does damage. Nothing. He doesn't go crazy. But his disarm turn was like a whole lot of nothing. He just like retreated back, did two 3 dice attacks into Spider Woman, but at least he had 2 rerolls. I think he pushed through like 2 damage maybe. Miles had a really wicked turn where he rolled super hot. He was able to hit Sam for he was like 1-hit KO. I think Sam had been softened up, but either way, it was a problem for me. I mean, I had to like kind of dial it back. Like I had to figure things out. But anyway, ASM is like like pushing in my back end here, and Dynamo had to retreat. He was very low on health. He had a Senator, so he pulled back for a round. And we end up with something like this on the other team. And I did the move with Pyro. I did a pretty. I don't remember exactly how I did this, but yeah, I think it must have been a move. Yep. So it was just a move onto the point. I don't remember if I stoked the flames. I believe I did. So I got to roll 2 6-dice attacks into these characters here. I think so. Obviously, I don't remember exactly, but what it did do is it dazed Miles and it incinerated Marvel. And then I played Pyrotechnics on Marvel, dropping the piece to Pyro and pushing Marvel like way back. And then she was rooted and slowed too at that point too, because Pyro does things like that. And then also later in the like I don't know, like Sam was able to like push her back too. So anyway, that board state ended up pretty heavily in my favor with like a bunch of characters like ASM like was injured, Miles was injured. So really, I think that's that opening move with Crimson Dynamo is sorry, with Crimson. There was a couple of good plays here with Cable getting to like getting that terrain throw off right away when no brace was online was huge. Punishing Spider Woman for trying to push on my Senator like as a very first activation was really important for me maintaining control of the scoring. Avengers assembling onto the point to prevent either player from scoring out the middle round one was really helpful. So it gave me time to actually like use all my superpowers and take out some characters. I think at one point Steve flipped, but like Steve, anytime I played Steve today, he didn't die. He just if he flipped, he just survived for the rest of the game. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, ultimately my thinking is just like Gamma was better for me. So I got lucky in the roll for the on the crisis, and then obviously I got to pick 19, which made this whole team kind of like work really well together. Um, I think that my only change I probably put Luke Cage in where Sam is because Sam didn't do too much. I mean, of course he pushed a character, but um, he which just would have been way tougher to punch through, and he has Heroes for Hires for that displacement. Where Sam does have displacement, um, but it's like obviously much more random. Whereas Heroes for Hire is like it's much more consistently available. But yeah, I think that it was fine. It ended up working out. The reason I chose Sam here is because like you're if I mean I was worried about how much displacement the Webs team would bring, and if you have Luke Cage getting displaced like off of the Gamma, that's or like just like that's further than one move away from being able to secure it, then he's like stranded basically. Um, but yeah. Anyway, it was a pretty fun game. It was a really fun game actually, and so yeah, let's move on. Okay, so the next mission I played Mutant, I played Senators, and I played on Infinity. So let's get these set up. I played against a Web Warrior team. So we have let's get these characters off that weren't playing anymore. So we had Miss Marvel's gone. My Dynamo is gone. Did I play Cable? No, I didn't. I played Bill. I played Spider Woman. I played Steve. I played Sam. And I played it was 19 threat. He played these three for sure. He played Daredevil. Let's get him out. Okay, so he played 5, 9, 12. Daredevil is 16, so he must have played another 3. Who did he play? Shoot. Daredevil. Let's just put... Maybe I can start deploying and then I'll remember. Oh, Gwen. Yeah, he played Gwen. No, that's not her. Alright, add a character tray. Okay, so let's get this character on the board here. So I played 19 threat. I deployed in this way. Let's see. So there was a giant building in the way. It was a size 5. I mean, think about Doctor Strange's like thing. I think it might even have been that building. Either way, it was like something like here. Like right on top of that senator. And there was like a size 4 right here. And there was some size 3s. Something like basically a size 3 there. And like a size 3 here. Something like that. Like basically, I mean, of course I'm bringing this up because they had significant impact on the game state. But it was pretty, so this dump truck would have been like a size 5. So anyway, let's get the deployment out. I mean, he deploys Daredevil like here. I had Rhino. Let's add Rhino in this list here. Yeah, so I played 8 on Splash, and I played 11 on non-Splash, so that's 19. Yeah, okay, make sure. All right, so Rhino just goes here. I mean, pretty straightforward deployment for me. He puts, doesn't really matter, ASM goes in the middle. He puts Spider-Woman on the side. Okay, so basically what I see is like, I see Daredevil there. So I'm like, okay, well, my thinking is I'll displace Daredevil. I'm not going to fight him. So I'm going to just counter deploy Bill. He puts Ghost Spider on the side, so I'm like, oh, great, like that can kind of counter my Beta Ray Bill. But I put Steve down last because I'm like, I want to put him on the side that has the least amount of displacement. So at this point, I counter deploy him on this side. I put Sam somewhere in the middle, just for the flexibility options, and I put Spider-Woman it was something like this. All right, so we got Miles. He's going here. So it's his opening. So pretty straightforward. He double walks Miles, grabs the piece, like into the box. He grabs the senator. I mean, whatever. All right, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go with Bill. I'm gonna hide behind this size 4 bus. That is what it was. I'm gonna pick this up, and you can't see me. And then we have Daredevil basically counter dropping or counter deploying, whatever, counter picking the extract here. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna grab this senator with Spider-Woman. So basically, I guess the catch here is that it was more like this is where the truck was. Oh my Christ Almighty! It was something like this. So Miles was like, I don't know. It was like, think of the Santorum, the Sanctum Sanctorum, or whatever it's called. Like it was basically like this. So she was able to like sneak a senator here pretty safely. And then he, of course, he double walks ASM. He needs to do something like this. I think that I mean, totally reasonable. You could have won with Spider-Woman here, but he's obviously eyeing up Spider-Woman for the secure point of the game. Seemed pretty reasonable. I then grab this one here. I can't not grab it because of Spider-Woman, so I just do like a move charge. Oh yeah, it was pretty cool. I was able to like I think I was able to throw into Daredevil, throw into ASM, who ricocheted into Daredevil. It pushed Daredevil away, I think it did like 1 damage or something like that. Nothing significant. But anyway, Sam grabs this piece. So now we're tied 3-3. We've grabbed 2 of each other's extracts, so that's pretty interesting. Spider-Woman just goes to here. I think his thinking is just like he can move Fan, do that range 2 leap. Gwen goes here. I don't remember if nothing significant happened there. And then Rhino double walks. He can't make it to Daredevil because of terrain in the way, so it ends up something like this. And then Steve ends up, I don't know, whatever, something. Oh, he ends up like this, range 2 of Sam for the bodyguard. So ultimately, so what happens here? Let's see. How did I get out of this? I wish I remembered my opening activation here. He went. Oh yeah, he went with Spider-Woman. He moved forward. He hit Steve for like 4 damage. Steve was like, I think it might have been 4. It was a lot of damage. He pulls her back, obviously, because he's already used a move action or something like that. And yeah, that's the problem for Steve. He's I don't remember I don't think he was stunned, but either way, I did not like that at all. I know my Spider-Woman is pretty safe here because of Martial Artist, and because I just don't believe Miles has got 6 damage in him typically here. So what I do is I throw this size 4 terrain with Bill, I believe. I think I caused the brace to go away or something like that. Yeah, that's what I do. Um, yeah, I don't remember exactly, but anyway, I get Bill on the point. I attack Ghost Spider, do like push through like 3 damage or something like that. Pretty lucky. Like I feel like I'm in a bad spot, and this was a bad activation, but um, ultimately, Ghost Spider then uses her spender action to try to like displace me off the point. I think that's it was like a little bit of a miscalculation because I could have aggressive, but Bill does. Then she does her builder, which adds extra dice, spider technique, because she's attacked me this turn. So freestyle beatdown whiffs, and then spider technique goes into me, does 3 damage to Bill after reduction. So I'm actually a little bit in trouble here. And then Rhino, at this point, I think she displaces me here. Yeah, she displaces me to here. I'm like super bummed. ASM only has 1 power though, so in my thinking, I'm like, well, if ASM attacks me and he doesn't do any damage, I can get lucky enough that he won't be able to like move anywhere. He'll just be stuck there. And so Rhino, um, he moves up to Daredevil, something like this, and he like just he grabs his center. This is a robbery. I mean, oops, whatever. You get the point, something like this. I think shoot. I'm trying to remember if that's what I did. No, that's not what I did. It was more something along the lines of I stampeded, I attacked Gwen. I believe I dazed her at that point, or did a significant amount of damage. It was in a position where I could be within 1 of Daredevil. It was a nice position because I could be like within 1 of Daredevil from that ability, and within 1 of the point. And so then at that point I believe I dazed Gwen and then tossed Daredevil like wherever, and I picked up his piece. So it gave me a 4 extract advantage. I had 1 on Rhino and Bill, and then I had 1 on Sam, and then I had 1 on Spider-Woman. So from then on, it was basically just like hold on, hold on to this lead, and just like prevent any sort of crazy turns. I do get a patch up with Spider Woman onto Steve by rotating her away with like a long move and place one. I think I don't remember who I put damage into, but yeah, I patch Steve up. He's like feeling good again, something like that, and Sam like rotates closer into here too. So basically, I create this like bunker situation where that he has to like dive his characters into on this side. He leaves Daredevil. Gwen gets like massacred by terrain throw, size 3 terrain throw, and an attack into her or something like that. So she's off the board. Daredevil on one of his uh, at one point he just like he moves to here. I don't remember exactly what led to this moment, but um, Daredevil ends up just wanting to win the point here. We get Miles and Spider Woman over here, and I start hucking shields at Miles. Can't hit Spider Woman because she's too far back, but eventually they start pushing in, do a bunch of damage to me. I think they all webbed up. They all webbed up and punched through a bunch of my defenses. Spider Woman goes down, and Miles and Sam Wilson, I believe, go down or something like that. Spider Woman plays a risky play at the beginning of round 4. The score is pretty tight at this point. But anyway, she double agents on Rhino, who is like hovering around Daredevil at that time. He dazed Daredevil with the car, with like the size 3 here to win this point. Anyway, the I have to play. So he does a risky play here. He plays double agent on Spider Woman. He jumps her in and attacks Sam Wilson, hoping to push through 1 damage to be able to pick up this senator that is like right beside her from other characters dropping them and not being able to pick them up. She ends up whiffing the attack. It's a pretty brutal. Like you really just needed to push 1 damage through and you just weren't able to. So it allows me to basically like lock in the score by moving Steve into cover, counting blanks because at this point he's injured. Spider Woman uses Avenger Assemble. All my characters use Avenger Assemble. We have Sam. I don't. Okay. Either way, the main point I want to make here is that Spider Woman gets to this spot right here, which is a great spot to be in. She doesn't have a senator though. Hold on. Did I put it on her card? Oops. Yeah, reflexes, I guess. Okay, it's something like, here we go. Steve injured, Sam has got one, and there's like one right here or something like this. Basically, most characters have activated. Rhino runs away. Bill runs away. The score is like, at this point, the score is like 16, or no, it's like, I don't know, 14 to 11, something in that range. I can score out basically if I run away. If I get 4 VPs, I win. And so I've lost activation too. I believe he tries to run Spider Woman away, realizes she can't make it, and this is where like I guess experience could come in because you basically have to be like on this side of the B secure to make it, and even then it's pretty tight. I would basically just make sure you're like as max range 1 as possible. Spider Woman obviously can get there with a little more range if she has the power to do her gliding. But anyway, I put her in a position to be able to get to the other secure. If Daredevil like basically rotated, I would just like kind of take that point back. Or it was like a double whammy because ASM was in range 2. So if like I needed to, I could have just used my spender. I think I had no matter the cost online or something like that, and forced ASM to drop the piece and maybe kill him. I don't remember his health, but it was dicey. He was getting low. So basically, I think the moral story of this game was just like get the extract lead and play keep. I mean, I played keep away. That's basically what I did. There were my opponent played pretty well. I think that he had all the tools to win. I think that maybe it was a little bit of there was a couple of his dice basically didn't help him in the end there. He missed like every trigger he possibly could of hit. He missed it. So at the end, the dice didn't help him get there. He did play a really nice spider tracker on me with a Sam charge. Sam charges to here. I think like the other characters were like ASM isn't taking damage, right? He's got amazing defenses. But anyway, Miles was able to before he had activated, spider trackered, and put me in a situation where I couldn't hit him because of stealth. So it got me. It's like that. It's a really great gotcha card, and when you're in the heat of the moment, you can just like easily miss it. So I was able to take that one away, getting to basically the top table, and I had to play against Criminal Syndicate. So let's just break that up. Let's bring that up. We played. He won priority. He got Superpower Scoundrels. And I'm thinking to myself, geez Louise, that's not what I want to play. And guess what? We played Mutant Extremist. So I'm like, wow, not only did we get a fast scoring secure, we got we got both the fastest scoring missions in the game. And yeah, it was a lot of pressure on my team to deliver basically. So let's just get that team out and we'll go over the game. It was pretty crazy game. Let's see. Did I play Cable? No, I didn't. Bill, nope. He can go. Did I play her? Nope, didn't play her. Let's get rid of her. Alright, Sam played. Miles did not play. Red, Rhino. Rhino played. Okay, so I played these characters, and then I played a Hulk, I think, right? Because that's 8. That's 10, 14. Yep, I played Hulk as my last card. I mean, there was obviously I could have there was a little bit of debate here. So let's see, like what I could have played wider. So I'll show you what he played though, because this was like, this had a lot going on here. So let's open this up. Roster 4 should be the one. Hopefully this works. All right. All right. All right. So yeah, he goes super wide here. 7 characters, 6.5 because you've got grunts. And I was like, oh god, here we go. This is going to be a problem. I mean, I think any player who plays Criminal Syndicate on Scoundrels probably would agree that it is a very difficult matchup. It's quite the puzzle. So, Hulk deploys here. My initial thinking is I'll grab whatever the Senator he doesn't grab on this side, and I'll bounce back to a rear secure. I mean, right away, it's pretty straightforward stuff there. We got Pyro and Sam on this flank to ideally airlift. Now there was a size 5 building. It was the Sanctum Sanctorum right here, like right over top of this this back flank here, which was provided a little. It was annoying, basically. But I mean, ultimately it didn't matter too much. It didn't get in the way too much. But let's see how this game opened. We got Kingpin on this flank. We got Taskmaster or something like this. Widow here. All right, so he puts Widow down. I'm like, ah, crap. He's gonna push Widow for the contest on my back point. I don't like that at all. So yeah, makes me very nervous. Okay, so let's get the opening done. He eyes in the prize with Red Skull. He puts grunts here, and he grabs something. He does something like this. Boom. and he grabs this safely. He has now the Hydro Troopers here. I do the thing. I grab with Hulk. I go to here. Something like that. Obviously, you can't be perfect, but that's what I do. So, okay. So there we go. Yeah, Bullseye, I think, like, grabs this piece. There was like a, hey, can you be in on this range here? Can you be in on the Senator and touching the point? I wasn't sure. It didn't look like it. I mean, it looked like it was very gray. And look at that. He's in. So we agree that it was in. And so I'm happy to see that it mathematically works, that you can be in. So that's good. So then let's see here, Steve double walks. So I'm worried about Rhino stealing my piece here. Which I don't know. Maybe I don't know if this was the wrong play. Like, maybe looking back it could have been, but I grab this Senator with Steve, like something like this, basically. And then he goes with Taskmaster here, and he's freaking, of course, he does something, I don't know, he does something like this. Double walk, boom. I mean, it's probably the smart play, like, it was probably the better play, whatever. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is he basically grabs this Senator here from me. So he steals my Senator, I'm like, you son of a gun. I guess I should have just went over there and Steve picked it up. I mean, 4 with cover is basically all I can ask for. And it would have body blocked his Rhino from grabbing mine. So I think that was like a blunder basically on my side. But I do get a little bit lucky here. We airlift Sam at some point. We put him on the building that was right there, and we airlift Pyro closer to the middle. And we throw a shield. Nothing really happens. But I don't know. I pass. I mean, he goes. I'm getting a little bit of lag. Here we go. All right. So then we've got Black Widow double walking, grabbing this piece as far back as possible, basically. So, I'm down 4-2, and he is like the secure champion of the world, basically. So I'm like, all right, I got to be desperate here. I make a desperate play. And that is whatever the frickin' secure is. So I basically put my guy here. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I put him there. Yeah. And then I go into a beam. I do a 4-dice beam into Black Widow and Taskmaster. The key thing here is I went into Taskmaster first. Sorry, I went into Black Widow first so that I could potentially incinerate Taskmaster and make the blank dice be less effective. That was the general thinking, but really I'm just hoping for the wild here because I know I'm going to get 2 power from this beam, and then I can pyrotechnics basically. So I've put all of my my entire situation is based on getting this wild. So I roll. Look, I'm rolling now. Whatever. Holy moly! It's funny that I rolled so well because that's exactly what happened in the game. I just one-shot Black Widow. Yeah, one-shot Black Widow. She drops the piece. And then that was awesome. I was like, I'm feeling great about this. I go into Taskmaster. I light him on fire. And then I pyrotechnics Taskmaster. It was like, holy moly, this game went from being a crap show to a wow, I can actually play the game. So Pyro grabs this one with his, so he had 3 power total. He goes down to no power. And then Rhino, I think he just moves. I think we get his Rhino getting to robbery my Pyro. I don't the time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. It works. I have no power. Yeah, there's nothing to do to stop this. He throws. He hits me for 2 damage, which obviously gets him his 3 power. Or whatever. He robs me here. And then boom, Pyro is out of the running there. So then we basically retaliate with an attack into Rhino. It does nothing, but it puts me in this spot here, where I've got 3 to his 2. Sorry, 3 to his 3. So he ends up score, and then Kingpin goes here. So he scores 3 points. Taskmaster would have been pushed off the point from Pyrotechnics. So it was something like this. Okay. So I score. So he scores 6 because he has 3 extracts, and I have and he has 3 of this, and I only have 2 of those. So whatever. It's 6-5 for in his favor. Okay. So as an opening activation, so at this point Widow is injured. I'm like, all right, this is a good start because you obviously injured characters don't count as towards contesting. So I think he does something like this. He double walks Black Widow to range 2, which obviously is like, so she's behind a building at this point, right? Like I can't see her. I had priority. So what did I do? Oh, with priority, I basically just charged with Sam and I rotated him onto this point because I know that Hulk is going to need to like push forward. So I rotated Sam after doing a throw. I don't think I did any damage. And so then he counters with Black Widow being in range 2 of Skull. And obviously he's going to pass the extract. I mean, like, that's obvious. That's pretty straightforward. Let's see. He's like back here, I guess. Maybe I think I actually pushed him with Sam's shield throw. That's who I went into, I believe. So he's like all the way back. There's like a building here. He just like gets backstopped on. But he's I forgot to mention Pyro firewalled him. So he's like incinerated, rooted, and slowed. And then yeah, so I'm trying to think of what happens next, but so it's 6-5. Let me just I guess I'll get my tokens out. 6, I'm red, he's blue. This next round goes incredibly well for me because he rotates. I don't remember exactly how the sequence here. I think Red Skull passes the piece here to Black Widow. Rhino moves onto this point here. Do I rob his point? I think I robbery him. Yeah, I robbery him. Something, I don't know. It's something like this. He goes by. Rhino had the piece. Yep. So the round ends up something like he gets this guy here. I think he does put Red Skull on the point. Yeah, he puts Red Skull on the point. Steve threw into Taskmaster to daze him, so he was out for the round. And Bullseye basically just like, I think he threw a couple of pot shots into somebody, but he ultimately just like stayed in the back doing what he should be doing. But anyway, Hulk does like let's see here. I'm getting a little bit of lag. All right, there we go. Let's resume game. So Hulk does a move action or whatever it is. I believe it's move action. He does no matter the cost, spender into Red Skull to daze him. No triggers or anything like that, so I can't do anything about that. And then I toss Kingpin away. Something like this. There was a terrain piece that was super annoying. It was like a size 2 statue. It was like something, it looked like something a little bigger than this, but you get the picture. Basically, he was right against it, and I wanted to throw him. Like the window here was very tight. I wanted to throw him like this, and obviously clip Bullseye. But I mean, like I'm like saying, hey, is this all right? Like, is this gonna be fine? And I mean, they're just obviously the opponent's like, well, he's touching the base, so it's like, okay, well, as long as I move him like this direction, it should be fine. And I was not happy with that direction, but I didn't have a good idea. Basically, I didn't have the best idea of what I wanted to do, but I just end up tossing him this way. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know if that's ending. That's like what defined the game. But I win that point. So I end up scoring 4 and 3 here. So I end up scoring going to 7. Or hold on, I must have scored. Oh, what happened? Did I score more than that? It was 12. Oh yeah, it was 12 to 9. So whatever. I scored 6. I don't freaking know. It was 12-9. This is where the important round came up. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what happened now because this was like the key round. So, Pyro. So Red Skull kills Pyro, dazes Pyro. He drops the piece. Red Skull. What does he do here? Oh yeah, he wasn't able to get it because of the distance, but he attacks into one of my other characters, Rhino. He attacks into Rhino, doesn't do any damage. I don't remember if nothing significant that I can. Oh no, hold on. He one shots Rhino. He one shots Rhino here. Rhino had taken maybe 3 or 4, or like 2 or 3 damage. I think it was 3 damage. And he puts the rest of the damage through on Rhino, even through cover and reduction. I think he rolled like 3 crits or something very hot. It did get the wild trigger, which let him do the place and get the piece here. And and then so Rhino and Pyro are like super dead. Taskmaster, I think I like move Steve and like throw a shield into Taskmaster to like do the last point of damage on him or something like that. I don't remember him being impactful that round. I mean, he might have been. I just don't remember it. Hulk has that piece. Sam doesn't have anything. Okay. So I don't remember how. I'm trying to like map out the points in my mind, but basically he can score. He is scoring 7 this round. He scores 7 this round. I think he gets Kingpin back onto this point somehow, and so he's scoring 1 on Kingpin. So like 1, 2. He moves Rhino back up here, and he picks up the Senator that Rhino dropped when he dazed. So Rhino drops the Senator. This Rhino picks it up. So that's 5 points right there. So these 3 are 5. Widow's got a 6th, and then King, and then here's the 7th on Skull. Okay, so this is like the key moment that I of the game. So okay, it was something like this, and Kingpin was going to like take one of these things, so he can get to 7, which would get him to 16. I basically just need. There's 11 points on the board, so I just need to get. If I get 5 points, he can't get 7. So I Avengers Assemble. I put Sam like away from range 2 of Kingpin. I put Steve away from range 2 of Kingpin as well. My thinking is that he only has 1 power and he's rooted. So if he needs to do 2 damage to a character to be able to throw them away, and neither of them have activated yet. We've got activations from, I believe we have activations from Widow, who like runs further away. Red Skull is the one who killed Pyro and Rhino. Rhino has moved up to here. He just did a single move and grabbed the piece. So all we have left is Bullseye and Kingpin, and I've got Sam, Steve, and Hulk. Or something along those lines. It's like, that's basically what it is. So, I play Avengers Assemble, like I said, and I move Hulk like this. It gets me range 2 on Bullseye. I have to hit him through cover, but he has fallback, and Pyro has 2 power already. And now this is like the end of the game. This is like the end zone here. So in my mind, I'm saying on the table, I'm like, all right, so I kill Bullseye, I win here because it'll stop. It will stop him from scoring enough points. He won't be able to score. Kingpin doesn't have the ability to be able to score 2 points here. I don't think. I'm trying to map it out here, but like Sam will. I think Sam would go to here to break the tie. Or like Kingpin. I'm not sure what the numbers are at this point, but I'd have 1, 2. Like I'd have one of these 2 secures. Plus. We've got 2 senators here, and so maybe that would be. I guess I'd get 4, okay, but he wouldn't get 7. That's the important part. He wouldn't get 7. He'd only get 6 and go to 15. I'd win 16-15. So, I Avengers Assemble in, and I attack and I say, okay, this isn't that great. This isn't that good because if I attack Bullseye and I do 2 damage to him, like this is like worst case scenario, he can fall back and then parting shot me. And I said that to him, but it was actually a total bait on. It was a bait on the move. I was hoping he would do that because of the measurements that I saw. Um, so what I okay, so this is it. We had nothing. Let's see. I'm trying to. We did have a stop sign thing. Let me see if I can flip this over. It was something like. Okay, it was something. It was somewhere around here. So it wasn't. But anyway, um, so I attack into Bullseye and I put through 3 damage, leaving Bullseye on 1 health. And of course, he does the thing that I basically recommended and I was hoping he would do, um, which was he fell back. Now, he must have been a little closer to Hulk or something because he fell back and then he parting shotted to put a damage through on Hulk. It put Bullseye in a spot where he couldn't actually get around this piece of terrain. Not that it really, I mean, basically, I don't know if it would have mattered too much. I mean, I guess well, it depends, right? But it's something like this. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Because I can now, with my I have no actions left. I do have an action left. So I move onto the point. And then, so Bullseye has a piece. And Hulk has a piece. And I spend my power to throw the grunts into Bullseye, which would not have worked. It would not have worked. Like I wouldn't have been able to win this point as well if the grunts didn't move off. So like basically, I got the best case scenario here. I guess like the best case scenario was actually having Bullseye within range to be thrown. So his fallback saved him, but and like saved him from being just thrown and instantly dying, like guaranteed. So anyway, I throw the grunts. And the grunts take 1. They're off the point. Obviously, that's important for the whole double counting things because now Hulk is winning that point. And then Bullseye rolls 3 dice, and he frickin' blocked 3 damage. He blocked all of the damage on the grunts, allowing him to move back onto the point and win the point and keep the Senator, tying the game at 16-16. He got 4. He ended up putting Kingpin over here. I had 2 Senators. I don't know. I don't remember where Sam went, but yeah, Sam must have been like one of them was contesting the middle. I think it was Sam. But Bullseye wins the point, wins this piece. So that I'm seeing 3 points for the blue team, 3 secures, and he had 4 Senators. 1, 2, 3, 4, giving him 7 points, tying it at 16. So I would have won the game right there if Hulk was able to successfully connect on that throw with the grunt. So it is what it is. This is the game we play. So we have to play the next round. Ultimately, he is able to maintain his 4 senators, and my Rhino. What does my Rhino try to do here? I honestly, this last round is like a little bit of a haze. I think Black Widow just runs away. Pyro tries to he rotates over to here. Sam gets dazed, I think, by Red Skull, and then Hulk basically can't do it. He doesn't have enough actions to do everything he wants to do. He ultimately throws the troopers off the point, double walks and throws Kingpin off the point, but it doesn't matter because he scores 4. Well, Bullseye gets got. Bullseye gets got, and Taskmaster double walks and picks up this piece. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. He wins by 2. So me missing that opportunity there on Taskmaster doesn't matter. I score Rhino. My Rhino tries to kill his Red Skull, which would have also won me the game, but it didn't. Obviously, just doesn't work. I think I tried to attack Taskmaster and then attacked Red Skull, splitting my attack. So some mistakes. Basically, the last round I played very poorly, but yeah, I guess that's just what happens. You have to stay in the zone the whole time. I think I guess the other thing too is that like the round the dice were called. The dice down was called at 16-16, and neither of our players were at like the top table. Neither players wanted to end the game like that. That would have been pretty sad. So we just were we got 15 minutes from the judge, which was really nice of him. So we played out the round. He scores 21, final score 21-19. So it was a really crazy game. It couldn't have been tighter. I can't believe I mean I feel like I had like a 95%er there to win it, and it didn't work out. But ultimately it was really a lot of fun, and I plan on being back next year. So if you stuck around to the end on this little breakdown I did here, thanks for watching, and I'm hoping to do this again next month when I go to another event. All right, catch you later.